Greetings, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depend on your time. Today we have nice topic to share. The language of the spirit. The language of the spirit. Language of the spirit. You have tried all your possible best, all your spiritual works, all your spiritual prayers. You fast and pray. Something is also needed during your fasting and prayer. During the time you are doing your spiritual work. The prayer you prayed 4 days ago might not be enough to what is happening to you. And you will be like, oh, I have prayed. 4 days ago, I have prayed. Last week, I did some spiritual work and prayers. 2 weeks ago, I did some spiritual work and prayers. I have prayed a lot. And up till now, I'm no longer praying because I have prayed the last week. Because I have prayed the last 2 weeks. That is not the language of the Spirit. We are here to discuss the language the Spirit likes to hear. So it will help your spiritual work go faster. It will help your prayers to attract what you want. The language of the Spirit. You must constantly pray. Time without number. The one you prayed 4 days ago might not be enough. It's like when you are on a journey, the journey that will take you 100 hours, and you begin from 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And when you reach at the 10th hour, you feel like I have been in this journey for 9, 10 hours. It's time to rest. But your journey demands 100 hours for you to reach your destination or to get to where you are going or to get what you want. The language of the Spirit is this: persistence, constant. Because your persistence and your constant work, spiritual work, on every particular prayer point will help you get enough solution. It will help you get enough mercy, enough grace, enough favor, and enough miracle. If you are doing spiritual work on one particular prayer point, and at a time you see that last week you did some prayers or some spiritual work in this particular prayer point. So therefore, this week, you are not going to pray again because it is solved last week. Do you know the language of the Spirit over that prayer point? What if the Spirit wants that work you did to be repeated for 4 days or 5 times on different ways, and you stop only in one time? This topic is very important because many people have prayed or complained of doing a particular spiritual work last year or last month, but they see no result. The language of the Spirit over your spiritual work, over your spiritual life, over your spiritual prayers is this: you must persist doing it. You must not feel tired, and you must not complain. The language of the Spirit over that your spiritual work is to repeat that same pattern or to change to another pattern of your spiritual work or your prayers. If you have fasted 6 to 12, remember, fasting is a journey, it's a spiritual journey. 6 to 12 and nothing happened for 7 days and nothing happened. You fasted 6 to 3 and nothing happened for 7 days. The language of the Spirit may want you to do 3 days dry or 6 to 6, 7 days if you are fasting. Maybe during the time of your 6 to 6 for 7 days, revelations and solution of what you are asking can occur or come. The language of the Spirit. You must not be tired. You must not complain. The language of the Spirit. And if it's a spiritual work you are doing, maybe you are using candle prayer or you are using items to talk to the Spirit, and you do it this week, next week you feel like, I have handled this problem last week. The language of the Spirit says, after doing it last week, and you see that nothing changes, that prayer might have been answered. But the language of the language of the Spirit, the best thing to do is to repeat it again. Repeat it again. Keep doing it until it comes to the physical manifestation. Until you see the physical manifestation of what you are requesting for. The language of the Spirit demands constant sacrifices. The language of the Spirit demands constant persistence in your prayers until you see that the manifestation have appeared in the physical planet. That is when you will know you have gotten it. Because along the load of the journey of your spiritual walk of prayers, anything can happen. Your mistake can stop the blessing. Your karma can hook the favor. Family foundation can quench the blessing not to reach you. A lot of things, mistakes, errors of the past, from the ancestors, from the forefathers, from your parents, a lot of karmas, licanation, many things can stop the favor on the way. But your persistency will wipe away some obstacles. Your persistency will bring down the obstacles. But when you relax and your prayer is about to get to its destination, and your journey is about to get ahead, and you relax, forces that does not want your prayer to be answered, forces that can hijack blessing, can appear along the way to stop that blessing that is on the way. It's like a journey. If 100 hours is needed, you are in 10 hours, 20 hours, 30 hours, 50 hours, and you stop. Enemies of progress, forces, manipulations, karma can come on your 70 hours and stop the blessing. Because the more you are moving in the Spirit on the journey, the more things are getting better. When you see things are getting better, do not relax. Because when you relax, anything can happen. Obstacles can take place. Challenges can take place. But your persistence, not relaxing, thinking that, oh, everything is okay. Your persistency will make enemies not to see space to enter. The language of the Spirit wants persistence. The language of the Spirit wants your continuations over every prayer point you have in your hand, over any spiritual work you are doing concerning any problems or challenges. The language of the Spirit wants your continuation. The language of the Spirit wants your persistence. The language of the Spirit wants you to follow all solutions spiritually until you get it right physically. That is the language of the Spirit. They demand sacrifice because nothing goes just like that. When you want something from the Spirit, when you're struggling to get something, a lot of sacrifice is needed. Your energy is number one sacrifices. Your act of kindness, giving, sacrifices to the Spirit, making research to the foundation of your family to know what is going on. A lot of sacrifices are needed. And your energy, your persistency is one of the biggest sacrifices. Because when you are persistent, the obstacles that is persistence will go down, and see that there is a power and powerful force that is subduing them, and obstacle will go. This is the language of the Spirit. Persistency is the language the Spirit wants. Join me to the next video. Let's discuss more. Share this video. God bless you as we move in to the next chapter.